Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Phoebe Ling, and today I'm going to talk about the rebirth of Chinese traditional treasure. These days, Chinese traditional treasures, both tangible and intangible, have come back to our version through a variety of novel and surprising ways, attracting attention from people, especially from the new generation. Producers are renewing all these Chinese treasures, including operas, musical instruments, antiques, characters, through the following 3 steps. Attract people's attention, help people to learn further, and make people carry forward these treasures. First of all, the producers will try their best to arouse people's interest towards Chinese tradition. Nowadays, some people, especially the youth, may consider that Chinese tradition is rigid and boring, while Western culture is more influential and superior to Chinese own culture. If the producers have heard this kind of thought several years ago, the only thing they would do is to show their condemnation toward it and their pity for Chinese own culture. However, now the producers have come up with the idea to use this strategy to attract their audience. Through depictions of combination and competition of the Eastern and Western culture, producers are able to receive affections from those who used to only enjoy the Western culture. For instance, in the movie Our Shiny Days, which was released in 2017, a scene of musical instrument battle has once become a hit on the internet. In the movie, the students in the Western musical department constantly have conflicts with the students in the Chinese music instrument department. Finally, both sides decided to have a showdown through a musical instrument battle. I'd like to show this video to you, and I believe it is fascinating.
非常新颖，中西结合啊。那弄这个干嘛呢？没有用嘛。啊，音乐怎么会互相干扰呢？对不对？
啊，对，对。
拆掉吧。好好的艺术殿堂，干嘛弄得像牢房一样？
啊，是，拆掉。
As we can feel, this straightforward method creates an extremely tense atmosphere for the audience. Leaving the viewers with amazement, this battle proves us that the West is not superior to the East. Nevertheless, it does not mean that the only way to show the beauty of Chinese culture is through belittling Western culture. As Ethan says in the movie, there is no such thing as conflict in music, and neither does conflict in culture and tradition. Another example of the meet of East and West is a popular show called The Rap of China. In the show, a famous female rapper called Wawa impressed everyone with her original song My New Clothes, which is a mix of Beijing opera and hip-hop. Although opera songs have already existed several years ago, it is the first time for someone to mix Beijing opera and hip-hop, which was originated from the United States and had completely different style with opera in our previous thought. Nevertheless, far from being awkward, the mix of these two exhibit an unexpectedly great integration of the East and the West. To summarize, the meet of East and West is not. We have witnessed many producers innovative ways of using the meet of East and West, no matter competition or combination, to help raise people's attention, especially those who get in touch more with and show more affection towards Western culture, the teenagers. The examples above can only give the audience a glimpse about Chinese traditional culture, which is far from enough. When you are watching the movies and shows, you may feel that Chinese opera and musical instruments are cool, but you may not want to learn more about them. So, after arouse people's attention, it is necessary to help people learn more about Chinese traditional treasures. When it comes to antiques, hardly anyone knows a lot about them. In the past, there was a lot of documentary introducing antiques, but most of them were tedious, with a single voice and a flat tone keeping speaking for hours and 5 hours, and with several dull pictures and drowsy music to further bore the viewers. It is said that the best way to fall asleep is through watching antique documentaries. In the 2017 National Treasure, the antique documentary which got on the Spring Festival Gala started to lead the way. It uses a refreshing way to introduce each antique, each star acting a short drama about one object's story in the ancient time. By using star effect and vivid performances, this documentary brought inanimate antique alive. This time, instead of feel sleepy, people may even stay up to watch the exciting stories behind each antique. One evidence of success of this documentary is the memes on the internet about Qianlong and Yongzhen's completely different tastes in works of art. In the National Treasure, Yongzhen wanted to build a China bottle which contains all kinds of ways of firing, but was opposed by his father, Yongzhen. Though it may seem like most of people just make fun of Qianlong's special taste in works of art, they actually learned that those works of art which were completely during Qianlong's domination have more garish styles than those made in other periods during Qing dynasty. It is also worth to mention that Memes are usually preferences of the new generation, and this phenomenon proves that our documentary has impressed the next generation and led them to care and learn about Chinese antiques, Chinese history, and Chinese traditional treasures. The next step is to help people carry forward the traditional treasure. Which Chinese character do you guard? In the beginning of the year, many people have exposed to their new identity of the guardians of Chinese characters. Chinese Character Guardians is a program where people enter their name and can catch one Chinese character to protect, and most of these Chinese characters are from the ancient time and are in danger now. For your better understanding, let's watch the VCR at the beginning of this program. We can infer from this exquisite video that most of people will marvel at the broad and profound Chinese characters, and this video can give an explanation of why we protect the endangered words to those who used to believe that there is no need to know the words which are not commonly used. Because to guard these words is not forcing people to use them again, but to perceive a history by understanding them. What makes the program more special is that, relying on the advanced technology and new platform, WeChat, it solved the problem of carrying forward traditional treasure ineffectively and brought Chinese characters closer to everyone. A huge number of online streamers, each of whom learn and understand one word, and then pass on this program, carrying forward the Chinese characters. After that, more people will first learn about the word in the picture, both its pronunciation and its meaning, and second, find their own character to guard because of the convenience of QR code. Carrying forward other Chinese Asian treasure by using new technology, like this example, Chinese people will provide a strong support so that our tradition can survive and continue to grow. To sum up all these kinds of rebirths of Chinese traditional treasure, I'd like to introduce a typical day which many teenagers are probably undertaking now. Imagine Susie, who is a Chinese girl, decided to have fun this Saturday. The first thing she did after waking up, like all of us, is to pick up her cell phone and surf on the internet. Susie first searched for her idol's latest news and found out that he just rewrote a Beijing opera. After downloading the opera song, Susie decided to go online shopping. It is interesting that a lot of international brands have set up new products just for the Chinese New Year of Dog, though one of them may be a little improper. Anyway, in the afternoon, Susie's mom brought Susie to an English speech where Susie heard a girl keeping saying stuff about Chinese culture and tradition. It was at that time Susie thought, Maybe it is a time Chinese traditional treasure is actually rebirthing now. This is TEDx at YongheRoad, and I am Phoebe Lin. Thank you for listening.